If Tua really didn't like that talk Brian Flores was bringing, he should have hit him with the people's elbow. Or better yet, the RKO. Yeah, I know about the guy.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Streaming live on YouTube. Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is a Tuesday. We are theoretically speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey right here with you, kicking it. Spilling some flavor. Got my guy C-Cat on the ones and twos on the other side of the glass. And if you're tapped in with us on YouTube, we just practiced. We just practiced our RKO move by the great Randy Orton, who we saw last night in Monday Night Raw. What an experience. My first time in person checking out some wrestling action. The vibes were going. They were definitely getting after it. Bunch of dudes sweating and knocking each other out with chairs, and there were tables involved. And C-Cat, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in at once. And again, like I said, Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, that's the topic of the day for everybody. Brian Flores responds. We're going to get to that later on today in this show. I know we've been inundated with this Tua versus Flores and where the face of the Dolphins is going now this year. We'll get to all of that. I think more pressing is the fact that our good team here at Good Karma Brands, ESPN West Palm, Steph, shout out Steph for hooking up the food for us, Brian Rowitz, our guy, McLovin, making it shake, getting us in the suite, and C-Cat, we were in the house, Emirates Bank Arena, home of the Panthers, but last night it was home of Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah.
And it was active.
We're just a bunch of primates in there, man, going crazy. Cheer for Braun Breaker.
I'm going to give you my top 5 takeaways from that experience because it was very different from anything else I've ever kind of been a part of. I as a kid, never got into wrestling. As an adult, still never really tapped in on it, but that was kind of it. And one of my favorite things of everything was just chanting with a crowd. Everybody likes a good crowd chant.
That is the basis of the sport of wrestling, is getting the crowd involved. So, of course.
Yeah, like just anything. If people are yelling stuff and it's catchy, I will join in. I will hop in there and do it. Not sure who I was rooting for at times. Not sure what I was saying. But what I do know is a good crowd chant gets going. I'm getting involved in it. That includes even sometimes when I'm at a opposing team stadium. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, the Eagles and the Jets, I mean, spelling out team names is just fun. I don't know if it's nostalgic of my days when I was learning letters and growing up and learning how to spell words, but, you know, a little E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Like, I like it. J-E-T-S, Jets. It's fun.
It is fun. That's sometimes why wrestlers do well and, like, why they get famous is just because their name is fun to say or their music is fun to sing along to.
Yeah. So we're going to get right into that today. And, again, we do have Dean Thomas and Tina pulling up later on today. We're going to tap in with them, get some theoreticals going. Also, which hobbies are unattractive from men to women. And also, again, we do have to discuss this stuff with Tua and Brian Flores because there's a new wrinkle, there's a response. But let's start off. Let's get it going with my top 5 takeaways from Monday Night Raw at Emirates Bank Arena. There goes the music. Whose music is that right there, CK?
That's a rated R superstar, Edge, now in AEW.
Okay. Shout Edge. Is he new? Is he a new guy?
He's an old guy.
I was about to say, Edge sounds familiar.
Yeah, Edge is old, man.
All right, shout out to the guy. He wasn't there last night, but this is about last night at Emirates Bank Arena. My top 5 takeaways from my first in-person wrestling experience. And shout out to the WWE for having us. Number 5 is, I don't know if you noticed this, C-Cat. I was watching the match last night. I think it might be fake.
No, all right, come on.
I'm kidding. But
it was right in front of you. How was it fake?
Number 5.
There was no cartoons, no CGI. It happened right in front of you.
Number 5 is that I was impressed. By how, obviously it's fake, right? They're not actually hitting and hurting each other, but it felt like synchronized swimming. Like pro wrestling doesn't get enough credit for how much it feels like synchronized swimming, how everybody's in the right place at the right time. Guy leaves his arm hanging off the rope just so the other guy can come over and grab it and put him into a headlock, and then he throws him against the little banister thing, and then he goes under, and while he's hanging on the ropes, he gives the guy time to like go under and lift up the mat, and pull out like a chair and some other theatrical things that were hitting each other with bamboo sticks. And he waits for him. They wait patiently, and they kind of like play dead up there. And then the guy comes up, and then he runs after him, and he's about to attack him. And then the guy that was playing dead turns around and right in the nick of time defends himself, does like a counter move. All of that to me is like synchronized swimming. I think they stole from that, and I think the artistic value gets lost in all of that. Wrestling is synchronized swimming, and great job. Great job to the chemistry of these athletes.
I guess so.
Number 4, C-Cat. I feel like they're just really roided up theater kids. Is that not a takeaway that you get from these dudes? Like, they are so gifted. They're so, like, the monologues are so encapsulating. Like, I enjoy the theater of it all. And then they're just really, really strong, and they're able to do flips off each other and really, like, get after it. I think they're roided up theater kids. They don't get enough credit for probably their upbringing. They're probably one of the best, in the plays and whatnot, because the acting is on point out there.
Listen, man, there were a lot of skits and sketches and like takes that were taken probably 3 days ago where they recorded it and played it as if it was live.
Yeah.
There's certainly a lot of acting in wrestling that isn't just live in ring.
It makes sense why The Rock is like, a big-time movie guy now. And John Cena made that transition too. You're just doing a lot of good acting, a lot of playing up your personality, and I didn't see one person miss a line. So amazing stuff right there out of Monday Night Raw.
Number 3.
And this one is, again, this is an ode to what I expected versus what I got. Nobody left their seats, and also very well-mannered fans. I thought it was going to be a raucous crowd. I've gone to SEC football games. I've gone to college football out here. You think about even sometimes high school sports has a more rowdy crowd. That was a very well-behaved, in unison, no fights. Everybody was in their seats, too. Like when I went outside to take a call, the concourse was empty. Everybody was glued to the action all night long from 7:30 until the end of the last fight.
It's a kid-friendly game nowadays. It's not the Attitude Era anymore. There's no Edge and Lita celebrations with a bed in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Look that up on YouTube. It's a little watered down nowadays.
Watered down. So you don't enjoy how chill and calm the crowd is these days.
You gotta be, because there's so many kids in attendance.
Yeah.
I'm a hardcore guy.
There's kids at all of the NFL games, college football games. You see people killing each other literally in the stands.
Yeah, Cowboys-Niners games.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Like, I'm just impressed. At a sport like that where there's literally violence, or at least stage violence, right there in front of you, there's very well-mannered fans. So kudos to you all.
Number 2.
Number 2, the music needs a complete overhaul, including whatever the hell we're listening to right now.
Metalingus.
None of it connects. None of it resonates. I can't get jiggy with this. Like, there was nary a song played last night from, again, we were there from 7:30 until about 11:15 after my guy, Randy Orton, RKO'd. Finally RKO'd him.
Yeah, lovely
RKO'd Kaiser, and I was rooting for Kaiser. I hate that. They didn't tell me ahead of time that Kaiser was going to lose. I wouldn't have rooted for him. But yeah, the music was mid. It was not even just mid. It was kind of was putting me to sleep.
Well, the music has taken a downturn in the past 10 years.
Why? That's like the most important thing for anything, for radio shows, for churches, and especially in an environment like that, wrestling, you got to get some good music going.
I'll play you a song in about 3 minutes that you might like from wrestling.
Okay. And here goes, my number one takeaway from Monday Night Raw at Emirates Bank Arena out in Sunrise, Florida last night. A great time, good vibes with the team. Again, underwhelming music.
Number 1.
Absolutely not for me. I was hoping that I would catch more of the wrestling bug. I was hoping that I would get more of it, but what I realized is I don't shame people for their passions. I think it's amazing and great that people enjoy that stuff. I couldn't get into it like I hoped I would have been able to. Like growing up as a kid, I used to love the video game SmackDown versus Raw. We used to get after it. We used to get busy. It didn't hit the same. Maybe because The Undertaker didn't pull up. I think if The Undertaker pulled up, which was my guy, and my brother played with Kane, we did the tag team, the brother thing, like, that would have maybe, it got to me. But CM Punk didn't do it for me, bro.
Well, back in the day, they kind of pretended like it was more real. Like, they really hid the fact that this was not a performance art and that it was an athletic competition that they were putting on TV. They hit it a lot better about 20 years ago. Nowadays, it's more about the athleticism, crowd reactions, but
it's a show.
It is a show, and you want to hear the one song that I think that you will agree is a great song in wrestling.
Please.
This guy who's kind of in the minor leagues of wrestling right now, his name is Joe Hendry.
Okay.
And this is how a song starts. Hold on. Stand by.
Come on, Joe. Get me going. Get me going.
Joe Hendry, he's not from America.
Okay.
I forget where he's
This
from.
is riveting radio. Here on Theoretically Speaking.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause you love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada.
In Mexico.
They say, I believe in Joe Hendry.
You know it.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Okay, now cut that off, please. Cut that
the
off, please.
guitar
Okay.
solo.
That's almost as bad as the Colts song. The Colts fan song was worse than that. That's up there, though. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that, CK?
I don't know. Sing along to it and then clap your hands.
It doesn't move me.
It should.
Where's the beat is whack. Thank you. Like my guy Jalen Gilkey here in the chat here on YouTube again at Theo Speaking. It's possibly the worst song ever penned. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Hendry with a D
That
R
doesn't even have a real
Y.
last name. Can't even figure that part of it out.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Is he a winner? Is he good?
He's pretty over, which means like people care about him.
Okay.
Giving a reaction nowadays.
All right. Well, yeah, cut his song. He sucks. Well, yeah, those are my top 5 takeaways from WWE, from Monday Night Raw. And did you enjoy yourself, CK? That's what matters the most because you are a fan of wrestling. I don't want to denigrate. I don't want to dilute what you have cooking for your fandom. How was last night for you? Would you grade it on a scale of A to F?
A to F, I'd give it a solid B. You know?
okay.
You know, I like wrestling. I prefer a different brand of wrestling that's not displayed what we saw on Monday night. I see it on Wednesday nights or Saturday nights. So you know what? It was a good time. You know, I can always appreciate some good graps.
Not mad at that at all. You know what we are time for right now, though?
What's that?
We're going to switch it over from wrestling, where fans are well-mannered and chill and good, and we're going to go over to, well, the NFL, where fans are thirsty to get in each other's face, to talk some crap, and then sometimes literally, murder each other, which is bad. We condemn that. But yes, let's get over to the NFL, get some previews going because I saw some lines on Hard Rock Bet that got me up in a fit. Time for some Teddy Two-A-Days on Theoretically Speaking. Teddy Two-A-Days brought to you today by Duffy Sports Grill. If you're doing a fantasy football season right now, if you're a commissioner and you haven't done your draft, listen in. Tap in right now. Duffy'sMVP.com. Type that in, hit them up, book a private room for your fantasy football draft because when you do, you can enjoy 2-for-1 drinks, which is the entirety of your draft before and after. You got the jumbo wings. You got the award-winning burgers, the Major Leaguer. I would recommend it. And also on top of that, you got 80 or more television screens all throughout the area. So you can watch whatever you want to tap into. If there's some NFL preseason you want to have on, if there's some Major League Baseball action you want to catch, all of it can be had from any room at a Duffy Sports Grill because, again, 80 or more television screens. Book your private party, and even if you're drafting from your home turf, order a party platter, a Duffy's party platter, and you can be the MVP of your draft party. Order that now at Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Before we hop right into it, I saw the comment there, not believing in Joe Hendry is a shame. Well, how can I believe in somebody that I've never heard of until today, and his music sucks?
All right, it's a step too far.
And his music sucks.
The music doesn't suck.
It does. It was terrible. Absolutely horrendous.
You do better.
A team that's going to do better this year than they did last year because they had a lot of improvements. We start the Teddy Two-A-Days with the Chicago Bears. Can I get a little hike?
Oh.
Anything? There it is. There it is. The Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears who are on Hard Knocks right now. I'm enjoying that a lot. Last year they were 7-10, and that was with 5 games where Tyson Bagent was out there throwing the ball. 13 starts from Justin Fields, who can't win a quarterback competition with Russell Wilson. 7-10 last year. They won 4 of their last 6. Important to note, and 3 of their last losses all came by single digits. They were right in the hunt with a poor roster. So this offseason, goodbye offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. Hello, Shane Waldron. Caleb Williams, number 1 overall pick. Keenan Allen gets picked up out of free agency. You bring in Rome Odunze, a top 10 pick at receiver. And also DeAndre Swift. It's a little overrated, but yeah, they upgrade the backfield right there. Their win total, CCAT, after all of that, 7 wins last year. 7 wins last year. And now, all of those additions, their win total on Hard Rock Bet, 8.5. This is the easiest bang the over win total I've ever seen in all of my history of looking at NFL preseason takes. This team has the 3rd easiest strength of schedule. It's lined up. The stars are aligned. You saw what Caleb Williams was looking like, not just in practice, but in these preseason games. The dude looks electric already, a Heisman-winning quarterback. I looked at their first 9 games, CCAT. I think they go 7-2 through their first 9 games. They got the Commanders, the Jaguars, the Panthers, the Colts, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Patriots. Come on. I'm all in on the Bears this year. Let's go right to the ceiling of this squad.
Is the root. Let's make it happen.
The ceiling for this Bears team, again, I said they're starting 7-2. You can write that in stone. The ceiling for this team, 13-4, an MVP season out of Caleb Williams. Yeah, I said it. An MVP season. This is the ceiling. This is all things go correct for them. And on top of that, they're going to lose in the playoffs, but they're going to put up a throw. They're going to put up a show. They're going to threaten one of those NFC contenders for sure. That's the ceiling for the Bears. How about if everything goes like incredibly wrong? The floor for the Chicago team is 9 wins, still above that 8.5 win total. Even with if Caleb Williams maybe misses some times with injury, maybe one of his weapons goes down in Keenan Allen or DJ Moore, you still got Rome Odunze, you still got Cole Kmet, you still got one of the deepest backfields in the league. They improved on defense as well. The Bears are destined for success. They are. They're really damn good. The floor for this team, the floor is 9 wins. So let's pull out the big Teddy crystal ball. The Bears are going 12-5 in 2024. All right? On top of that, Caleb Williams is breaking every single Bears passing record. They're all very low watermarks. I mean, I could go out there and break them, especially with the weapons that they have right now in Chicago, in the Windy City. He'll be a top 5 MVP candidate. He'll be a guy that they're tweeting about. They're saying, hey, he should win it. He's that good. But there's going to be a bit of, hey, wait your turn, rookie. And then he deserves that. He deserves that. I can also tell, by the way, Caleb Williams in album mode. You look at his haircut. Not a freshly pristine cut at all times. Sometimes that's good. That means he's focused. He's in album mode. He's ready to put together a great campaign. And this will be leg 1 of one of the greatest turnarounds we've seen from a head football coach in the National Football League. Matt Eberflus, because of Caleb Williams, the greatness that is Caleb Williams and what he's going to mean to that franchise, that city, and the league, Matt Eberflus is going to end up being a Hall of Fame head coach in this league, CCAT.
Whoa, you got caught with the Eberflu.
Yeah. I mean, did you see the new look on Hard Knocks? I mean, the guy looks better now. His wife helped him improve his look. He changed his hairstyle up. He's keeping the beard in shape. Matt Eberflus is doing that reclamation thing that people do. They look themselves in the mirror. I have a Ferrari at quarterback right now. I better damn start looking like it. I'm telling you right now. 10 years from now, we're going to be talking about, remember when we said Matt Eberflus should get fired? That dude is going to be wearing a gold jacket. And it's because of Caleb Williams. That's it right there. And also, in case you missed it, they got Simone Biles on their team now. They got Simone Biles.
Didn't she wear a jacket that did not have the Bears logo on it?
But
it had a Packers or a Panthers?
Her husband. It was a Packers. Jonathan Owens is her husband, who was the safety for the Packers, is now on the Bears. And yes, she wore a jacket that had his jersey all over it and had Packers logo. I know that's a no-do or a no-go. She's an Olympian. You see, Noah Lyles doesn't even know who Nikola Jokic is. Simone Biles doesn't know about that rivalry that much. Also, for Simone Biles, what happened last time she was in the stands rooting for a team with a first-year starter?
I don't know. Tell me.
Well, it was last year with the Packers and Jordan Love, who not just won a lot, but also beat the Cowboys and then went off and got a big deal. Simone Biles from the H, the GOAT, a good luck charm. The Bears are going to be really good this year, guys. That's just it. They are. They're going to be damn good, and anybody that's not on the Bears bandwagon, I suggest you get on it now before the lines start moving. The Windy City. Woo! I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the vibes. Shout out to my folks at ESPN Chicago, ESPN 1000, man. They got a great team to follow this year. That was Teddy Two-A-Days. We'll get later on the Buffalo Bills, who have a 10.5 win total. And I'm telling you right now, the Bears with 8.5 win total and the Bills at 10.5, you need to flip those. That's incredibly wrong. Much better roster in Chicago. That was Teddy Two-A-Days. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. On the other side, we have the Safe Bound Get Around, and if we have time, I'll tackle those Buffalo Bills, whose win total is entirely too high. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident